many, many times.
So let's go back to Thanksgiving and what we watched over Thanksgiving. I watched Thanksgiving and then Black Friday, the games. Am I wrong in saying that Dallas and Miami are mirror images of themselves? That there's one team, Miami, hanging out in the AFC. There's Dallas hanging out in the NFC, and when they look across, they see each other like identical images.
Like how so?
Just teams that look so good in beating up on bad teams. But the question is, what happens when they play the Iron?
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
they feel like they're mirror images to me.
You know what? That's a great call. Like, you only play the teams on your schedule, right?
Sure.
I get that. But when you play, like, does anybody as good as Dallas is, and they're exceptionally talented, man. Their O-line is really good. You know, they've got their quarterback is playing at a very high level. They've got receivers. They've got Pollard, the running back. I mean, they can do it all. And defensively, man, however good you think, you know, however, I had a coach tell me this about playing Dallas. He goes, he reached out to another coach. I just don't want to use names, but reached out to another coach and said, hey, man, how, you know, like, give me a little insight into the, you know, to playing the Cowboys. And he goes, however good you think Parsons is, he goes, double it. Like, however good you think that dude is, like, he's way better than you even think he is. And, I mean, he is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, but still, when they play a good team, I mean, Miami still doesn't have, when they played them, they haven't won a game against a team that had a winning record at the time they played them.
Correct.
Now it's different because the Broncos now have a 6-5 record, but they didn't have a winning. They haven't beaten anybody with a winning record, and I don't know where Dallas is on that.
Well, here you go. Here's who these two teams have beaten.
Right.
The Dolphins have beaten the Patriots twice, the Jets, the Raiders, Carolina, the Giants, the Chargers, and Denver.
Okay.
Dallas has beaten the Giants twice, Washington, Carolina, the Chargers, the Rams, the Patriots, and the Jets.
Yeah, none of those teams have a winning record.
No.
That they've beaten.
No.
So
that's why they're mirror images.
Yeah, it's a great. Do you feel like either of these teams, if you had to pick one of the two teams, who would you think? Okay, you say one has to be a contender.
Question. Yep.
And one has to be a pretender.
I would say Dallas is the contender, Miami's the pretender, because I think Dallas is better defensively.
I would agree with you. Micah Parsons and Odighizuwa and Lawrence and the guys they have defensive. Plus, what's the cat's name that has 5 returns?
Bland?
Yeah, Deron Bland.
He's got more touchdowns than
the Jets.
Well, but yeah, he's got. If you take a look at some of the best, highest paid playmakers in football, he's got more touchdowns than
he's got more
most
interception returns for touchdowns than most receivers have. Most receivers have.
Yes, and most top running backs have touchdowns.
Right,
same thing.
It's craziness.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Is Jordan Love figuring it out? He looked good on.
I think
if I'm a Packer fan, I'm like, ooh.
I think the Packers are sneaky.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Packers are all of a sudden, the Packers may wind their way back in these playoff discussions in the NFC North. And, you know, the crazy thing is that Thanksgiving Day game, the Lions are all of a sudden, and this happens to teams, but they're scuffling a little bit, right? They barely beat Chicago. They had to come back in the last 4 minutes of that Chicago game to score 2 touchdowns to win that football game, and they did nothing offensively. 3 interceptions by Jared Goff, and I mean it was an offensive performance that was horrible for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters. And then, you look at that situation, and then, the Packers handled them. They absolutely handled them. So the Packers just seem to have a little mojo going right now. And you're right. I thought Jordan Love was going to have a bit of a breakout season. And I'll go back to last year talking to Aaron Rodgers about him and about how he upped his game in practice and how he practiced. He had this off-platform throw that they were raving about where he kind of goes sidearm between 2 defenders and it puts it right between like the ones of the receiver, and they're like, whoa, what a and it was an amazing throw. And how Aaron had this conversation with him, like, dude, you got to cut our defense up, man. And you got to work on that. Like, that stuff, that's where you work on becoming comfortable throwing it sidearm and around people and through people, and like make it your personal mission to shove it up that defense's ass every day in practice. That's how you get good at playing quarterback in this league. And to his credit, he took that advice and he ran with it. And I'm with you, man. All of a sudden, the Packers look like, watch out. Like, that, they're a team that people don't want to line up against right now.
And they got a lot of young players around him. I mean, that's an offense
right.
that if
right?
you're a Packers fan, you're like, hey, I can really enjoy watching this offense grow together with the young receivers, the young tight ends. I mean, I was very impressed with them on Thanksgiving Day. They looked they're looking like one of those teams, if they can sneak into the playoffs,
right?
Oof, dangerous.
Yeah,
dangerous.
I'm with you 100%.
Hey, for everybody involved in the Stinky Truth, we thank you so much. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. If you want to see more of our videos, you can also be sure to check out our playlist. Let us know exactly what you think in the comments below. We appreciate you guys so much for being a part of that.
Don't forget to follow us on social media to stay up to date on our latest updates. Links are in the description. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.